Hello again, retro gamers. I hope you've had an awesome Christmas and you're all pumped for 2013. Looks like I might have to make a new opening title again. Oh well, for now it's time to take another step back in time to the middle of 1992. In episode 20 I played Felix the Cat and Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Good times. In episode 21 I'm going to be playing Smash TV, Joe and Mac, The Addams Family, and Prince of Persia. But there were games in between them, see, and I'm gonna play them now. There was a new machine in the arcade that one could walk into and play. It used holograms to create a reality not our own. Everybody played it, but it was a little too real. The boss escaped and began capturing kids by defeating them at the game. This is the story of someone too tough to beat. Look at him, this kid thinks he's Arnie. Someone known as Kid Chameleon. Alright, Kid Chameleon was apparently a big enough classic that Sega saw fit to include it in all the Mega Drive collections. So let's have a look. We've got a platform game where the hero upgrades by wearing different suits and hits blocks from underneath to get prizes. Oh, and he has to hit a flag on a pole to finish a level. Something about this is all eerily familiar. Kid Chameleon's main gimmick is that he can collect a helmet to transform into one of 9 different characters, each with their own abilities and bonuses. There are a few fun ones. Check out the kid as an undead army general in a tank, shooting skulls. Awesome. The constant form-changing nature of the game reminded me a bit of Felix the Cat. It's kind of hilarious that the game shrieks out "die" to you every time you cark it. Die! Harsh. This isn't a game for the faint-hearted. It's unforgiving, and I found it pretty frustrating to play, to be honest. Look, I can't help but make comparisons. I've been playing Mario Bros. U over the past couple of weeks, and since Kid Chameleon is trying desperately to be Sega's answer to Mario, it definitely comes up very, very short. It's got some decent ideas, but it's just not that well put together. Remember when you used to be able to get those cheap shareware games on floppy disks like Commander Keen and stuff like that? Kid Chameleon kind of feels like that type of game. There are definitely worse games out there, but there are definitely better ones too, and in 2012, I'm afraid it just sits. Here we go, number 2 of the Mega Man-a-thon on Game Boy. At least Mega Man has the slide this time. And Rush. I'm amazed that in this game they actually made Rush Submarine useful, though after this it was never seen or heard from again. Go figure. Like the first game, there's practically no plot to speak of, although the manual does mention something about Wily breaking into the Kronos Institute and time travelling to the future? None of that's spoken of in the game, although the final level does have a lot of melting clocks, a la Salvador Dali. The bosses are made up of the 4 who were left over from the last game, as well as 4 from Mega Man 3. Although the translation team forgot to change the L in Crashman's name, so he's Clashman. The stages seem a bit shorter than before, not sure. There are more of them this time though. When you reach Wily's domain, you won't just find 4 bosses behind the hatches, you get 4 complete new levels. This time the levels are much closer to their console originals, though they've still been tweaked a little bit for the handheld. In the first game they attempted to somewhat mimic the original music of the levels. Here, the music is all completely new stuff, which is bizarre. Why fix what ain't broke? Speaking of music though, it's awful. Have a listen to the tinny instrument sound. Quite possibly the worst Mega Man music ever. People who play the console Big Brothers should know what to expect. The metal blades are still grossly overpowered, but that's why you go for Metal Man first. When you beat a boss though, they explode 3 times. Weird. The token new character is called Quint. He leaps around on a jackhammer and he's very, very easy to beat. You do get to use his jackhammer once he's been beaten though. Yippee! I enjoyed Mega Man 2 a lot more than the first game. It's nowhere near as unfairly difficult, there's more levels, they're better designed, and the game just feels more substantial. As a Game Boy game, I reckon it stands the test of time. Is it as good as its console brothers? No, not at all. But compared to the other games on the original Nintendo handheld, this is one of the better ones. Just turn the sound down, the music is awful. Look at this box art. I mean, it's just... I mean, look Look at... Oh, okay, forget the box art. Let's play the game. You got a couple of kids who get sucked into a parallel world and they get to ride their new dinosaur pals to defeat an evil overlord. Believe it or not, this game is actually kind of based on a movie. A really, really bad movie called Adventures in Dinosaur City. Check it out on YouTube, it's appalling. So right at the start of the game, you choose whether you want to control Jamie or Timmy. They each actually ride a different dino, and they control slightly differently. The boys' team has a punch, and it's a bit stronger, but the girls' team has projectiles, so I stuck with the girls for the most part. So here we go, prehistoric world, hot jumping cave woman, dangerous apparently. Beat her up and she drops her eggs. I don't even want to understand what that means. I suppose it's just become instinct over the years, but I'm riding a dinosaur, and I just wanted to stick out its tongue and lay some eggs. It just seems like the obvious thing to do now, but no, these are different dinosaurs and this is a different game and they do different things. I know it might sound crazy, but Dino City is really much better than it has a right to be. In fact, some of the levels are really quite inventive. For a game that has literally disappeared into the mists of time and it never got a PAL release to start with, Dino City is surprisingly enjoyable. I was expecting a lot of eye-rolling as I played a bland and poorly made game, but that wasn't the case at all. As golden olden platformers go, this dinosaur's still got some bite. Poor Pit Fighter has got a really bad rap over the years. It was made by THQ after all, and pretty much everything they touched turned to garbage in the 16-bit era. It's sad to think that after all these years, THQ still exists, while other good companies have died, like Ocean, Acclaim, Hudson, Rare. Although THQ's apparently just gone into receivership, so we'll see how that pans out. But since Pit Fighter has such a terrible reputation, I'm going to make it my aim to comment on all of its good points, the stuff it actually does really well. I'm on a mission to praise Pit Fighter. So look, wow, it's got digitized actors. Looks just like Mortal Kombat-ish. You get to choose who you play as. That's novel. There's 3 characters. Sweet. The music is awesome in a bad kind of way. And there's only 1 track of music in the entire game, so at least you don't have to worry about variety. Like the backgrounds, I mean, why would you want to change backgrounds when you've got all those digitized orange and grey blobs? I can't take it anymore. This game is terrible. It's easily one of the worst games I've ever played, and the fact that it was even released is a travesty of injustice. Seal quality, my hat. The Super Nintendo had so many one-on-one fighting games, and some of them were really good, so why would anyone want to waste their life on this steaming piece of turd burger? It falls. A game has never fallen so hard. This makes Home Alone 2 look amazing. Okay, I'm all better now. Oh, what's this? 2 Mega Man games in 1 week? The world might explode. My favourite 2 Mega Man games on the NES are Mega Man's 3 and 4, and this game's based on both of them, so surely this should be amazing, right? Right? Ah, at least the music is much more faithful to the originals this time, and it actually sounds pretty good for a Game Boy game. More so than the first 2, this feels like a legitimate ported down version of the NES games. Like the previous game, you fight 4 bosses, enter Wily's Fortress, and then have to fight 4 more from the game that comes after. This time though, the second set of bosses get their own stage select screen, which is nice. The graphics in the main level are certainly better than in the previous 2 games, although with the occasional bout of crippling slowdown, I feel that Capcom might have been starting to push the poor little Game Boy to its limits. I'm not sure if the slowdown in this game is worse than the previous 2, but it sure felt like it to me. I definitely found it more difficult than Mega Man 2. Whereas the first game was difficult through what appeared to be just sloppy design, this time the difficulty seems to be more devious, more sinister, with carefully placed obstacles and holes designed to make you fail. Nasty. The new character du jour is a big guy called Punk, who spins in a ball like the Metal Hedgehog in Sonic 2. He's also much harder than Anchor or Quint because each hit takes off so much energy. Ugh. Luckily I'd saved up some energy tanks for this battle. I can see the Game Boy Mega Man games slowly improving as they go. This one is definitely more polished than the last couple. Does it stand the test of time though? I'm sitting on the fence a bit here. I'm going to say yeah, but I would also agree with anyone who would say it doesn't. It's only for the big time Mega Man fans who don't mind the mind-melting difficulty. If that's you, you'll probably love it. I think it's the best one of the three so far, but it's also the hardest. And there goes another year. On to 2013 then. See you in the new year. There's still more games to play. Peace out.